Hello folks, welcome back. Thanks so much for sticking around from the Minecraft, if that's where you're from. And if you're brand new here, welcome. Welcome back to the Elden Ring A-Z. We're going to be continuing where we left off with the newly renamed MCA. We're going to be starting a New Game Plus run, and today I'm going to attempt to beat the game in one sitting. Because we're starting with the Beastman's Curved Sword. We've already got it to plus 24. It's a strength scaling weapon, so our strength is already pretty good. It also scales a little bit with dex, so we'll be looking to level that up some. I don't think we really need to do much more before we get into Journey 2. We don't need to respec or anything like that, so I'm just going to go right ahead and do it. And we're going to kick off our New Game Plus run. I don't know if this drops us in the intro cutscene at all. Oh, I guess it does. Yeah, alright. Here comes the bouncy ball. Sing along if you know the words. Who am I, PT? Thank you for the 40 months. Tier 2. Love that.
Tell a story.
So, obviously haven't done any, like, stuff between streams since the last one, which was on previous Thursday.
The great
So it's been a few days.
was shattered.
But we're going for the same ending this time around. And I think we'll just
Across the fog,
go straight for the easy shard bearers and
lands between
go kick some butt. I think we might even change the affinity on this to heavy, depending on how much extra damage output we can get.
is nowhere to be found.
But I wouldn't mind it being a quality weapon if it meant we got better scaling out of a stat that we can level on the way.
Godwin the Golden was first.
This will be our first New Game Plus run even, because Axe of Godfrey was a randomizer.
Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring.
And there's Mikola.
Mad taint of their newfound strength
What's up, Black Cloud? Welcome in.
triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord.
I think I have played a little bit more Dark Souls 2 since the last time you saw me. I'm in the Lost Bastille. I beat the boss that's like the three statue guardian things. The bosses in Dark Souls 2 continue to be pretty straightforward. It's just all of the enemies they put in every corridor that are the problem.
Ye tarnished, ye dead.
But I got to the tower that's just after Lost Bastille. I forget what it's called. It's like Sinner's Tower or something like that.
To us all.
Something like that. I still need to beat Dark Souls 2? Yeah, I will get around to it sooner or later. And I mostly want to get to Dark Souls 3, but I don't want to skip one.
Chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask.
But considering Night Rain is coming out
Fear,
in May, I think I have time.
red companion,
I know the place, can't remember the name, yeah.
the loathsome Dung Eater,
Yeah, I've heard Dark Souls 3 is a lot of people's favorite.
and
I really like Dark Souls 1, but then Elden Ring is still it for me, so... Arise tarnished and roll to victory. Pretty much, yes. Stand before the Elden Ring and do a backflip or whatever.
And one other.
Oh, we're wearing Maliketh's armor set this time.
Bless
I do like the fact that it will just play this
a tarnished
cutscene with whatever you're wearing.
no renown.
Which means in New Game Plus you can be wearing some pretty cool stuff. No renown, you say?
Across the fog
Look at that hair.
to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring
I guess the only thing that doesn't loop back around is if you have, like, the fingerprints from the three fingers.
and become the Elden Lord.
Tarnished of no barber. Alright. Time to go and beat Grafted Scion. Don't need to even pick up the finger this time because we are already so healthy looking. I have like 10 flasks as well. That's the best part of it all. And I presume the sacred tiers, even though we didn't get 2 of them, I presume that they're all still missing. We would have to go and get the 2 that we didn't get, which are the ones on Altus. But anyway, here we go. We have Spinning Slash on this weapon. I kind of want to see how that works. Oh, pretty well, it turns out. Yeah. Nice. Very cool. Time to do this the New Game Plus way. Oh, some butterflies out here for me? Oh, never mind. We died. Do you even lose your runes for that? Considering it's Chapel of Anticipation? I don't think you do, right? Nope. Don't even. Alright. Off to Stormvale then. Grafted Scion's just so happy someone stopped to fight it rather than leaping off the cliff. Yeah. I was considering farming runes because we got the Sacred Relic Sword at the end of the last run. And then I realized that it's probably not worth doing that before we go into New Game Plus, because if we need to farm runes, we're going to get way more from doing it in New Game Plus, right? The entire map is still there, including all the points of interest, at least all of the pieces of the map that we got, but none of the graces are there. So if anyone hasn't seen New Game Plus in Elden Ring before, you basically have to explore and activate all of the graces again, but you obviously have a better idea of where stuff is now. I also still have Torrent.
Oh, come to the... Of course, unfortunately, without God, you are fake. Lummy, are you familiar? You may also... That, it will lead, even if...
So we're going to finish talking to Vare.
It's a castle if you see...
Because we have the Spectral Steed. We don't need to talk to Kale because we already have the crafting kit as well. Predict this will be a one-stream run? That's the idea, yes. We're planning on making this one a single stream. We need to go and see Melina just because, you know, that activates story stuff. Although we don't strictly need to. And, like, the key items, like the stuff that prevents us from getting into Raya Lucaria and stuff, I think we need to go and retrieve some of those, but all the other pieces of equipment we have, so we can just go and fight Margit immediately. Although, yeah, let's do this quickly first. Skip the cutscene. Spam the dialogue.
But you, I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it summon me. Ah, Torrent. Treat him with...
Torrent has chosen me. Yeah, I think we might as well go heavy affinity with this thing. I don't see why not. We can still get the golden seeds because they regenerate, and I don't have, like, all 14 flasks, so we can get an easy round of golden seeds this time as well. Stone sword keys might be handy as well. But yeah, after that, we're not going to worry about seeing Roderika, because I don't think we'll be summoning for this playthrough. Blah. Kill that guy. Run on in here. Yeah, if we're one-shotting people, even with the rebalances to these areas, we should be okay. Looks like nobody was coming after me this time. Only thing is, we can't use Spinning Strike if we change the scaling like this. We'd have to go and find the Spinning Strike or Spinning Slash Ash of War, and I don't know where that is. But do I care that much? Not especially. And we'll do our same series of buffs as we normally do. I really like the attacks that this thing has. Like, the jumping R2 actually feels like you're a Beastman. Oh, wrong flask. Margit really doesn't do a whole lot of damage, even though he's scaled differently. There we go. Okay, we got 5 times the amount of runes we got from him last time.
To see and it seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering place.
And we're going to go to the round table hold because we have a second ancient dragon smithing stone that we now are able to level up. So we can get this thing to plus 25 now. Lovely. Obviously no Rodrika yet. What's up, Hugh?
You'll no matter loud, you're...
He's like, you're a new face. I'm like, you're an old face, man. Thank you so much. And now let's go fight Godfrey. Or Godrick, rather. I always get the two confused. We also don't have any great runes now, because obviously those reset with the major bosses, so... Need to figure out whose we want to go with. Probably Morgott's or Radahn's. So sad you missed the Minecraft part, but you made it to Elden Ring. How's it going? It's going well. We're starting our New Game Plus run. This one will probably just be a full run through of the game today, since we don't really need to do much leveling up.
But of course.
We're off to fight Godrick now, and yeah, we are only a handful of minutes into this character. The character's total time is going to be 5 hours and 5 minutes, plus whatever we take to get through this, so we'll see what that looks like once we've rolled credits on today. But yeah, this time I don't think I will go to the usual grace, because I don't plan on activating Godrick's Great Rune, and it might actually be easier to get through here without having to tangle with the Omen Lion. We'll just let these guys follow me up here and get killed by exploding bolts. Excuse me. Nice. Yeah, I've definitely seen some folks who do this kind of challenge, like where they're playing through with all of the weapons and everything. They start from New Game Plus. They either have a New Game Plus save that has all of the weapons, like they've done a 100% run before it, and they just start a New Game Plus run each time, or they do consecutive New Game Plus runs with each weapon. Which is fine, because you're still going through and beating all of the Remembrance bosses or whatever their objectives are, but you see people getting to the DLC and, like, having beaten the base game 3.5 hours in. And I'm like, sure, yeah, okay. Starting from scratch, and it takes me 5-6 hours to beat the game each time. I think this weapon at 5 hours and 5 minutes was our fastest run so far, the Beastman's cleaver. But this curved sword is obviously going to be the fastest because we're not starting from nothing. Don't even have to farm this weapon, we've already got it. We're going to skip most of the cutscenes as well because we know all of these by now. Okay, interesting. Five hours is still pretty good. I mean, 5 hours is incredible, yeah. Like, I'm pretty happy with it. It's no speedrun time, but it's still pretty good. So what I'm finding out about Spinning Slash is that it deals quite a bit of poise damage. Nice. And we didn't add the Ashes of War in the end, so...
We'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Okie doke, not bad. On to Liurnia. Although if we want to do Radahn's Great Rune, we'll probably have to take the warp to Bestial Sanctum anyway and go through Caelid so that we can get to Church of the Plague and jump off from there. But mostly what I want to do... I guess we need to go and get the Dectus Medallion, don't we? Yeah, I was thinking mostly I want to go to Altus, but we can't really get there if we haven't done Fort Heightened, Fort Farah, right? So let's pause there. Let's go back to Gatefront and ride down to Church of Marika. Although, no, actually, let's go the other way. Let's go to let's go get a gold pickle Foulfoot. Because at a certain point, that's going to get us a ton of runes anyway. So we'll sort of do this by the book, by the usual playbook. Oh, almost went off the edge. Nice. Beating Elden Ring using only voice commands? I don't think I'm quite there myself. Nice. I think with this armor, we can also poise through a lot of the attacks that might interrupt that Spinning Slash move, so I think it's not going to be too bad. The only thing that's slightly odd about this oh, they're all waking up. Wait, where's the Spirit Spring here? Oh, it's not on this bit, is it? Never mind. I got the wrong turn off. Yeah, the only thing that's odd about this is that we're not going to improve the weapon scaling at all throughout this run. Like, this is as much damage as we do, period. So I guess the main thing to be concerned about now is improving our stats What's up, Profi Sloth? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you. Our next run on Thursday, I think, is another bow run. Presuming we finish this today, I think the next weapon is black bow. So that's going to be a delight. You get that from one of the houses early on in Lanedale, which means we'll probably start Samurai, begin with a longbow, and use the bow to beat a couple of bosses so that we can get into Lanedale. Spend the week in Chicago with my partner and it's cold. Oh yeah, like I've heard a lot of people in the northern US and Canada have pretty frigid temperatures right now. Black bow is next run, black knife after that, yes. And then black steel, great hammer, and twin blade, and then blade of calling, I think? It's something along those lines, anyway. Of course, going here means we get hold of more golden seeds, which is nice. I thought I was going to hit him on the way up. Obviously, we don't need the blood grease, since we're not really going to worry about Grail this time, so... Honestly, we could fight Grail like the legit way if we really wanted the runes. Having that spinning slash that you do as part of your jumping attacks is really nice. I think if anything we might switch this up so jump attacks are a bit more favored by our playstyle, but we do also have the Claw Talisman already, so I see no reason to change things up too much. Right, we've got that now. Let's warp outside. Go to the Church of Marika, see if there's a sacred tear there, because if there is, then we'd be able to get one more from a different location. Fight Grail the legit way for the sake of doing it the legit way? Maybe. I also want to try out the Flying Dragon Grail cheese, because there's a way of doing that that I found on YouTube that is pretty straightforward, but is worth practicing. Welcome back, Mika 2. Gonna check out the History Museum today. Nice. The Field Museum is in Chicago. I remember watching a YouTube channel called The Brain Scoop where the presenter there ended up working for the Field Museum for a long time. Okay, so do we or don't we? Oh, we do. Interesting. So presumably if I get a couple of these... Yeah, we have the mixed physical ready, of course. Yeah, we can upgrade to plus 12 just by getting these in convenient locations, and we don't need to worry about going to the churches on Altus. That's great news. Again, last time I did a New Game Plus run, I was pretty much maxed out by the time I went in, so... Yeah, obviously won't worry too much about Gorank this time. We get a few extra golden seeds again. Okay, so here's the deal. You run down the bridge here. If the dragon starts turning around, you come back up here and reset. Because apparently this gives really inconsistent results if the dragon is turned away from you to begin with, which is odd, but it happens. Okay, so maybe you have to wait for it to turn back around. If this doesn't work out first try, then we're not going to worry too much about it, but we could obviously fight this dragon now if we wanted to. So, you turn around, wait for it to see you. It's going to roar, and it's going to do a fire breath attack. Yep, okay, great. So now we run away from this down to the end of the bridge. It should stay aggroed on me. We head over to this grace, we hide behind the tree. Off the horse, crouched in this little niche here. And then we just get to wait and see the dragon advancing towards us on the bridge. You've got to, like, line it up in a really specific way. Boss bar is going to disappear in a second because the dragon actually loses aggro on its way over to us because we've been hiding for this long. It's still going to keep walking this way. The goal is to get it within that circle there. The circle that you can kind of see on the bridge. Okay, so we wait until it's like here, then we step out. We mount up and we get behind this tree to avoid the fire breath. Then we wait for the dragon to fly up into the air, which it should do. Oh, and now it's doing the fire breath attack. Okay, this might not work out. Okay, I think it's up there on the cliff, so I don't think this has worked out, but in the meantime we'll see if it hops off of here. But the goal is to wait until it does the attack where it, like, flies up into the air and then swoops down. But I think from up here it's probably going to reset its position. Although, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to like this. Okay, yeah, it's just going and killing stuff up there. Never mind. So the idea is that you wait for it to do the attack where they fly up in the air and then they come down and try and stomp you without any kind of, like, fire breath attack. And it gets stuck on the tree, basically. But we don't need to worry about that now. Since we're heading over to Fort Faroth, we'll go and kill Grail there anyway. Don't need to worry about the blood grease. We'll put this on here instead. But yeah, that's what we're going to do maybe on the black bow attempt is we'll try that cheese on Flying Dragon Grail a couple of times. And then if you time it right, and if you're good at the Knight's Cavalry cheese, you can get the Knight's Cavalry within the same gold pickled Foulfoot. Some of those glitches for fighting are so hard to get right. Yeah, that one's actually fairly consistent from what I've seen, but it does take a little bit of finagling to do. It relies heavily on what attack the dragon does, basically, once you get it into that position, so kind of difficult to be sure one way or the other. Let's increase our flasks. And we'll level up once we've been through Fort Faroth and got the medallion. We don't need to worry about the Saw Seal this time, thankfully. We could even fight our way through here at this stage if we wanted to, but I don't really want to. Finagling's a fun word, yeah. It just takes a bit of timing, patience, and sometimes just luck. So in terms of the amount of damage I can do with this weapon against Grail's tail, still kind of not worth it. And the dragon is a bit of a wall, so I guess we can go and fight the 5 dragons. Starting with this one. Nice. Good hit. That's the attack that we're looking for Flying Dragon Grail to do. Okay, yeah, the targeting zones here are messed up. Okay, that's one. Obviously, we don't get the full foul foot bonus from all of the other 5 dragons if we... Oh, yikes. Tail swing killed us outright. So maybe we should just do this with bleed instead. Just to make this slightly easier. Yeah, because we don't get the full bonus from all of the... I also just realized I don't have wild strikes on this thing, so it's going to work a little differently this time. Found out the wife has a retro Lego set collection and one of them is worth $430. Wow. I expect some of the Lego I grew up with as a kid is probably worth a fair bit now. But that's long ago been given away to jumble sales. Guess I can't craft myself more blood grease, so here we are. What's the deal with this dragon? You're supposed to ignore it until something else happens and it wakes up. With this dragon, you're supposed to fight the 5 dragons all around it, and each one of them takes 1/5 off of its health bar. But it's also possible to come up here behind it and just hit it until it dies, which is much faster if you use bleed, because that takes off a percentage of their health once a meter builds up, basically. Which is why you'll find me using this weapon, because it has native bleed damage, but it can also be bolstered with blood grease, which makes the whole process slightly faster. Never seen this dragon fought the legit way. We did it on the Battle Axe playthrough, where I didn't use any cheeses against any of the bosses, basically. Even the Knight's Cavalry, who we normally just encourage to walk off the bridge. But we fought all of the bosses, including this, which isn't technically a boss, but we did it anyway. This Beastman has a lot of weapons. This Beastman has precisely 2 weapons we will be using at any point during this run. The Morning Star is also completely unupgraded and doesn't even have an Ash of War anymore, so... Let's finish it off with the Beastman's curved sword. There we go. And now we get a ton of runes from that, and I can go and get the runes that we already had. Nice, that's about twice what you normally get from this. And I had about the same amount left, so that's a few levels. Not a huge amount, but some. So, let's put a couple more into strength, a few more into dex, maybe. We'll want 60 vigor by the end of this, but we don't need Godrick's remembrance, of course. Okay, we'll get the Church of the Plague, Site of Grace. We'll go back to Liurnia so we can get to Altus, and then we'll go and fight Radahn. Didn't even really need to do the Grey Owl fight, but I figured might as well do that since we were at Fort Faroth anyway. Okay, to Liurnia. What's up with the church? Oh, there's a church and even a cathedral of dragon communion where you basically sacrifice their hearts to obtain incantations. Yeah, basically involves eating dragon hearts. It feels very Dothraki, the whole thing. But that's also pretty standard for Dark Souls, because there's a whole Dragon Communion Covenant, I think, in Dark Souls 1. Which is the only reason to go to the Lake of Ash other than you want to fight a Hydra. Don't spoil anything about Game of Thrones. Oh, I won't. I only know that show up until like season 3 or 4 anyway, and that's the only time I will mention it probably. Royal Revenants, no thank you. Not sure about Demon Souls, but Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Elden Ring will have dragon religions and or forms. And obviously, Sekiro has, like, dragon sickness and all of that garbage, right? Congrats on the bingo PB who's watching the VOD. Hey, thank you. So we don't have the Academy Glintstone key anymore, so we'll need to go and do a dragon heist this time. No dragon kills necessary, but dragon heist necessary. Got a new PB? Not on today's stream, but on Thursdays. It was 31 minutes, it's now 25:19. We had just an extraordinary run. Started with a bunch of stuff to get the more difficult items basically right in front of us. But yeah, worth going back to the VOD of that one if you're interested. They should have called Elden Ring Dragon Souls, really, shouldn't they? Tuned in right after you finished that one? Nice.
Well, that's just pride.
Purple Lerp, thanks so much for the 21 months. The shortest horse ride ever. In we go. Dragon Souls. I've had Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dragon Souls. Why not? Another very short horse ride. There's another very easy golden seed that we could get from down there, but I don't need to get super maxed out as far as amount of flasks I have. And we'll get a ton from Lanedale anyway, so. What's up, Fry? Welcome in. We're about half an hour into our New Game Plus run. Already heading for Altus Plateau. Picking up gold poop on the way. And we now have plus 12 flasks, so while we can collect sacred tears at these churches now, we can't actually apply them. So you can't improve your Crimson or Cerulean flasks any more than they are currently buffed to. Those graphics are magnificent. I gotta get this game. It's a very good game. And surprisingly runs pretty well on older hardware. Like, this was designed for PS4 and PS5. Cold poop, you say? You're on, yep. Nice that we get a chance to see the Arc of New Game Plus run after all the fresh starts. Yeah, this is going to be a lot faster. This time we don't even need to go and fight Vike. Because we beat the Grafted Scion at the beginning, so we have basically nothing to do when we go back to Church of Anticipation. And we don't have to go there to get the golden... oh, the Sacred Tier, rather, so we're going to skip that part entirely. I'm just going to get a Grace here on Altus now. And just going to Altus should trigger the Radahn Festival, so we can skip our way into that via Church of the Plague. Might be good without getting a new PC. Maybe, yeah. You can play on, like, low settings, and it's still a very nice-looking game. We've done it. At least I think we've done it. Have we done it? No, the icon didn't pop up. No. It looked like we did it, but I think we landed a little too soon. That time I didn't jump. Yeah, that didn't that didn't happen. Still high up enough to hear my death sound. I mostly just feel bad for Millicent each time I have to respawn. Man, why did it have to look like it worked the first time? Because now I've psyched myself out. Dang it, guys. I swear this is faster. I swear this is faster. It's Especially since we don't have any of the graces in Caelid. I'm sure you'll get it first try now. Well. There was just something about the way I jumped off that first time. That time I didn't jump, and like when I jumped in midair I was double jumping, which did not work. We'll get on the real first try. These are practice first tries. Garbage. This jump is so hard I had to close the stream for a second. Yeah, no, this jump is pretty annoying. I think it's because I'm changing direction a little bit in mid-air instead of fully committing to jumping in one smooth arc. Like that. There we go. That's definitely done it. Yeah, there we go. Stake of Marika's on the screen. We made it. The first try it works is the first try, yes. Anyway, now we can go and fight Radahn. First try part 2. Ouch. Time for revenge. Revenge with dudes. Nice. Okay, this should be pretty easy phase 2. For him. And he's dead. Thanks, Tragoth. Okay, pretty hefty amount of runes. That's about 3 times what you get for Radahn normally. End the fight there. Is this easy mode? Yes. Definitely easy mode. This time around, we don't even need to talk to Alexander because we already have Shard of Alexander, so let's just go to Lanedale. Put a couple into health. Like I said, we want to aim for 60 vigor ideally, so won't hurt to put a couple into health now. We don't really need the runes that we left back there. That's like small change at this point. What's up, Braybar? Welcome in. We're on our New Game Plus run of the Elden Ring A-Z. This is the 27th time through the game. As part of this challenge, we farmed the Beastman's curved sword at the end of the last run, and now we are using it to complete the game. Probably the fastest we will complete it on this whole challenge. Am I actually going to finish this game 400 times? I'm going to try. Whether or not I succeed, we'll find out, I guess. But the whole goal of this is to beat the game with every weapon in alphabetical order. So we've done it 26 times up until now. We might as well try for more than that. I think they can still hit me up here, so I need to be a little careful. Continue zigzagging. And we're in the clear. I'm going to be 80 and do the last weapon. I mean, the Zweihander is probably going to be sometime in like the 2030s, yes, but we are getting faster. I'm at the point where I'm definitely completing at least one playthrough every week. I mean, last week I only got to stream once, and this playthrough we're basically doing it without even needing a week to complete the game. We're completing it today. Remember when you were building the netherite beacon? Yeah, this is a similar level of grind, I think, yeah. We're going to ignore the gargoyle, as usual. Twin blade ones always suck to fight anyway. Yeah, welcome back, Dance Muse. Okay, we'll ignore second Margit. We've had one Margit, yes, but what about second Margit? In fact, I don't think I'm even going to bother getting the Grace here, because by the looks of things, we should be good not to even worry about grinding for levels. Like, I think we can just play through the critical path. Sad second Margit noises? Nah. Pretty sure he's happy not to be killed, for once. Amazing how many vistas there are in this game that just include the Giant's Forge and the mountaintops and everything. Like, it's all up there if you know where to look. Excuse me, gents. Don't mind me. Ouch. This isn't like skeletons in Minecraft. They don't continue targeting you if they hit you once. Fortunately for me. Okay, Draconic Tree Sentinel. Here's where we find out if this build is going to go the distance. Yeah, seems good. Gonna get a quick heal in here. Ow. Nice. Great. This is a good one. Wonderful. That was even a sloppy fight, and we still managed to do pretty well out of that. What is the win condition, actually? See the credits, basically. Once you see the title screen pop up after beating the final boss of the base game, that's what I consider beating the game. So there are some runs in which we're going to, purely because we need a weapon from the DLC, we're going to go and fight some of the optional bosses in the DLC that some people kind of consider the new end of the game because they're arguably some of the hardest bosses. But some people would consider a run where you beat all of the major bosses to be like at completing the game. Personally, I just want to see the game from beginning to end credits. One thing I kind of wish happened on New Game Plus is that the breakable runes, like the Golden Rune 1 or Lord's Rune or whatever, would scale up as well. But I suppose you do get those in the DLC now. You get the ones that are like 80,000. Definitions get a bit loose for an open world game. Yeah, totally. But this is effectively, it's the equivalent of like, you're playing through Breath of the Wild, you fight Ganon. And that's like, there's the objective that is forecast for you from the beginning, so stand before the Elden Ring, become the Elden Lords. That's kind of what I'm going for with every playthrough. See yourself on the throne or destroy the throne or whatever, you know? Do we bother to fight this thing? Not really. It doesn't drop any great runes on its own, so... Oh, speaking of great runes, by the way, should probably go and get Radahn's at some stage. We need this grace for later. You can fight Ganon right away. It's really hard. Yeah, exactly. Which is why, like, on speedruns, you'll see people being like, this is an all Divine Beasts speedrun or whatever, right? Or people do, like, 100% run. There's a guy coming up behind me, isn't there? Not anymore. Good luck following me up this dragon's wing, fool. So I'm pretty sure I've been one-handing the weapon this whole time. At least since I upgraded it, so... my bad, I guess. Interesting. That I like. We could get higher damage output from this if we applied wild strikes to it, but... Can somebody do me a favor? Somebody who's familiar with the Elden Ring wiki, look up the spinning / Ash of War and figure out where I obtain it, as far as, like, being able to apply it to a weapon. It's probably in Farum Azula somewhere, if I had to guess, but... Basically, I want to be able to change the affinity on this while keeping the Ash of War. Oh, that guy was worth killing. He dropped like 7,000 runes. Oh, it's banal. Huh. Okay, well that's actually way better. Does he heal? Didn't realize they could heal. I don't think I've ever seen them do that. Nice. Double kill. Clean. Alright, Godfrey time. We already have all the talisman pouches, so this guy's going to give us a good handful of runes and basically nothing else. But he's also going to give us a preview of what it's like to actually fight Godfrey later. And the answer to that is a little brutal, I guess. We'll get him in a second, don't worry. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the timing on this weapon. Breath of the Wild, any percent is 23 minutes, 9 seconds on normal mode, yeah. Yeah, they don't mess around. It's such an optimized game. Basically, the two requirements for people to care a great deal about a speedrun like Breath of the Wild is that it is a beloved game. A lot of people have played it. And it's also a game with mechanics that you can well and truly exploit. Almost had us there. I was honestly surprised we didn't get a stagger before that. Have you really played Breath of the Wild if you haven't built Cube Town? Exactly. Okay, that's still getting us points. That's still getting us points. Yeah, we'll put a couple of levels into strength and stuff still. So now we've got this grace. Let's head back to Warmaster's shack and go and buy Spinning Slash from Banal, because I genuinely didn't realize that was a skill he had. And then we'll put the heavy affinity on this so we deal way more damage, and we'll get to keep the Ash of War, which I quite like, because Wild Strikes is an amazing skill, but I don't want to use it for every weapon. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that it's not like these are the 3 ways we beat the game, even though I'm supposed to be beating the game with every weapon.
Not names, but let me ask. Are you here? Does your despite takes me back? Any intro? All I know. Now's the time.
Spinning Slash. There it is. Great. Well, indeed. So this is probably a quality Ash of War, but with the Whetstone Blade we can add Keen to it. Well, not Keen, Heavy. Oh, it's a Keen one. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Right, so we'll need to go and get that from Stormveil then, because I didn't realize that it takes those off of you as well. But that's a nice easy get. Unintended side effect of new game plussing on these, you don't have as much time getting used to the weapon before you get to late game. Yeah, I think I adapt pretty well, and I think there will definitely be some weapons which we acquire late enough in the game that it feels like I don't have enough time to adapt to them, you know? Oof, owie, my bones. That jump attack is amazing. Okay, we got that now. Back to Erdtree Sanctuary. Reapply the affinity, go fight Morgott. Games like Elden Ring should have a skip ever repeating NPC options. Replaying would be so much smoother. It would be. Heavy, there we go. Yeah, that gets us about another 80 damage per hit, which is nice. Been streaming this for an hour, we're already at Morgott. We'll see how Fire Giant and stuff goes, but I think this should go alright. Pretty good. Always nice when the enemy has low enough poise that you can sort of stun lock them. Okay. The Veiled Monarch awaits. If we really wanted to max out our damage, of course, we could end up putting some points into Faith and using some incantations. Golden Vow and that kind of stuff, right? Nice. Get to skip that. Okay, get out of the way of this. Go back in for the Ash of War. Nice, we'll heal up real quick. Oh god, I missed completely with that one. Oh, ouch, the thrust, dude. Nice. Nice and clean. Tag, you're it. Yeah, that was just about pressure. Staggering him out of the first, like, rain of daggers is pretty good, so. Another quick chat with Melina.
Hello, allow me. You are prevented the thorn. A husk. The only way to become my purpose. So I'd like to explain and guide you.
Alright, back to Avenue Balcony. This is just chugging along now. Damn work, you can away with my entertainment? Hey, no worries. That's what VODs are for. Yeah, Dex isn't putting anything in at this point. We could help in a little bit with endurance. We could also put some into FP since Spinning Slash seems to be carrying a little bit. The Throne, a husk weapon, yeah. Then, and guide you. It would be really artful writing to create a version of the dialogue where you still get a full sentence and you get the gist of what's going on, even if you're skipping through the dialogue at that kind of pace, you know? But then you'd have to basically front-load the information into the first few words of the sentence and then fill up the rest with stuff that didn't really matter. So I don't think that's really what writers want to do, you know? The whole point of skipping through the dialogue is that you already know what's happening, so. It is my favorite thing about playing through this multiple times and skipping through all of the dialogue that later on she just says, "Are you prepared to commit?" Like those poems that form an acronym with the beginning of each line. Yes, the like an acrostic. Basically like that. Then, and guide you. Oh, we get a friend today? Ah, we don't get a friend today. The dialogue skips themselves form words. An even better option would be to rickroll. You know the Elden Ring, and so do I. Still mad that this guy gets to ride a horse. Fortunately for me, he doesn't really know how to ride it well. Mel does ask if a full commitment is what we're thinking of. It's true. You wouldn't get this from any other maiden. Okie doke. We're in. Welcome to Verboten Lands. I think we'll possibly dip back and get Radahn's Great Rune now. Which is sort of identical to how we did this on the last run, I think. Me with commitment issues having a panic attack at the Erd Tree, yeah. This one's probably best. Already written a bird version of the bouncy ball. What? A bird version? Gonna have to explain what that means. It is incredibly convenient for me, as an adventurer, that this tree root grew so close to the Divine Tower. Because otherwise I just wouldn't be able to get to this tower. They don't have a front door. Not really. Queen Mariketh the Eternal. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this in full. Oh, wait a second. Have I done this wrong? Can I still get up here if I've done this wrong? I mean, evidently not. Alright, let me actually go and do this properly. I was distracted. Queen Mariketh the Eternal is nowhere to be found. In the night of the Swan Dives, Gosling the Golden was first to perish. Now, Mariketh's offspring, demi-fowls all, claim the shards of the Elden Egg. Pretty sure that's what Renala's carrying around. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the quackening. The quackening is very good. The sensation you feel is the quackening. A war from which no Borb arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater Bill. That's very good. Also, I fell off again! Curse you, Radahn! Continuing to thwart me from beyond the grave, even though Miquella's probably stolen your body by now or something. Actually, no, Miquella stole Radahn's soul, right? Like, it's Mohg's body. And Alexander has Radahn's body, so. Alexander being like, oh, what did you know? The bodies left in the wake of Radahn being killed are exceedingly fine. I hate it here. These streams are making lunch on Tuesday and Thursday so much. Welcome in, Athelia. Yeah, this is normally pretty straightforward, so I don't know why I'm struggling so much today. There we go. Good lord, that was more difficult than it needed to be. Especially considering I'm not doing the parkour on the inside. So much better, okay. I thought you were just like, well, this game is a lot, so... Everyone wants a piece of Radahn? They do. Some of them... viscerally so. Don't really need to tag the Grace here, but we will. Just in case I want to come down and harass Godskin Apostle for some reason. Alright. So the only other great rune we have... Oh, we have all three of the ones that I'd normally use anyway. So many talisman pouches. I like the way the vapor trail that comes off of this thing is affected by the elevator's momentum. It's a cool Ash of War. Like, honestly, Spinning Slash, never really used it before. Pretty good. Just realizing there's a lot of elevators in the Elden Ring world. There are, yes. A surprising amount. Fantasy elevators are definitely a thing. Is there a follow-up R2? It's another L2. Yeah, if you R2, it just goes back to a standard heavy. Yeah, there is a lot of Radahn, it's true. So we'll equip the Great Rune when we're actually about to go and fight Fire Giant. There's a delightful amount of mountaintops that we can skip because we're not going to be tangling with any of the stuff there. We don't even have to fight Oakener this time around because we don't need the sacred tier at the Church of Marika, so we can... or whatever it is, the Church of Repose. So we can just go past him straight to the one grace right before Fire Giant. There's another golden seed up here as well. Thinking of Wild Strikes? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll have a look at that later. That's pretty funny, though. Try and ignore the Blackblade Kindred where we can. Once again, not that worried about getting the Grace here, so we'll just get on the lift. Because we're not going to the Halig Tree, so no need to have the rolled lift Grace. Does anyone ever fight that Kindred? I've done it a couple of times on stream. Sometimes just for fun, for practice, need the runes. Sometimes because I'm on an all bosses run or something like that. Sooner or later I will have to because I will need the Blackblade Kindred weapons, which I think are the big block of weapons that I was talking about coming up soon. And I think there's like 6 of them, because it's like Black Blade, Kindred's Twin Blade or Axe or something like that. I think maybe there's something along those lines. I know some of them are just Gargoyles, Black something or whatever, but I am planning on several of those being effectively New Game Plus runs that like follow on from each other, so we do the same character for 6 weapons, and then we end up basically being at New Game Plus 7 by the end of it. Because there's like a twin blade, an axe, and a sword for several of them. But yeah, sometimes I'll fight that kindred just out of a sense of obligation. The Jack Black run, that's probably what it's going to be, yeah. I'll take a look at which ones that is, actually. Hang on. Get the weapon comparison table up while we run through the mountaintop area. And filter by name. Where is it? I know maybe it's not until the carrion stuff. Because there's the Blood Fiend weapons, there's 3 of those. There's Bloodhound Claws, Bloodhound's Fang. Yeah, so then there's Carrion Glintblade Staff, Glintstone Staff, Carrion Knight's Sword, Carrion Regal Scepter, Carrion Sorcery Sword, and Carrion Thrusting Shield. Then there are 4 Celebrant weapons immediately after that. And then, yeah, I think the next one is like, there's a bunch of Gargoyle weapons. What was the name of that one planetarium science fair looking weapon? That's the Bastard Stars, I think. The one that looks like an astrolabe. Spend 2 streams farming the Celebrant weapons? Probably, yes. It's like the rib rake, the skull, the cleaver, the bunch of them. Hello, Borealis. I'm not even going for the church this time, so this is going to feel like a slightly different route as well, right? Oh, there's the lobsters. We've angered the lobsters. Streblo. The skull is a pickup, luckily, yeah. There are a couple of them that I think I might just mash into one run. Or the same character, but on multiple New Game Plus playthroughs. Because, yeah, if it cuts the completion time down to a single stream like this seems to be doing, then that might be worth it. Once again, grab this grace just as a checkpoint, but mostly just so I don't get attacked by crows while I'm going through here. Pecked by birds like Prometheus. On my way to steal fire from the gods. That does explain why there are so many birds up here. They're both doing jump attacks on each other, bless. Crow should have been a side boss, I know, right? What exactly are the graces? They are basically remnants of the golden power that the Elden Ring sort of represents. And they are basically fragments of this energy that the Tarnished have been bereft of. And so they're sort of like markers of destiny. But not everybody can see them, which is part of the whole reason you're special in this world. Alright, Fire Giant time. Let's see how this goes. I'm expecting Phase 1 to go pretty well and Phase 2 to be a bit of a struggle. But maybe we're getting the opposite, who knows? Oh, nice, okay. We got the stagger. This is going to be an easy one. Okie doke. That's Fire Giant. Phase 1 at least. Okay, get rid of that real quick. We'll go in for a stagger on the leg. Nice. We'll take the riposte. Pretty good. Get a couple of other hits on the chest. No, we don't get. We don't get a good hitbox for that one. Sit here on the wrist for a second. Get rolled on, that's fine. Dang it, I was on the horse. Flamethrower. Nice and easy to avoid. Bait out a melee so that we can get some more wrist damage. Missed the elbow drop. Get him in the butt. Okay, one more hit, he's done. Nice. Very clean. And look at those runes roll in. Farum Azula awaits. Hour and a half into the stream, not bad. Got a few remembrances we can pop if we want more runes. Takes a reasonable amount to level up these days. Put one into Vigor as well. Might be my least favorite boss, but that was cathartic. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a friend who I play tabletop RPGs with who's just got to Fire Giant on his second playthrough. And he was like, I'm gonna take him down this time. I think he's doing like a big heavy weapon run. Probably like great sword or something like that. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Can see Ordner from up here. Or no, that's not Consecrated Snowfield. That's Church of Marika down there. Okay, time to burn the Erd Tree. Oh, I'm like, leave. Not so much.
Eyes well and death. Are you prepared to commit?
I am prepared to commit. Sorry, just dealing with some WhatsApp spam.
O Erd Tree, you shall burn. Burn for the sake of the new Lord.
Yeah. Burn, baby, burn. Seeing this armor in the cutscene is very good.
Thank you for guiding me here.
We're off to duel against the other person who wears this armor.
The one who walks alongside Flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. Goodbye.
And we are on the road of destined death right now. Welcome to Farum Azula. Yes, aren't we all? I mean, yeah. I get that. Don't need all of these smithing stones and stuff, but we're gonna grab them anyway. Try not to look too closely at the tornado. Curved sword users, my people. We got two! We got a second one right away! Oh, now you're talking. Okay. I think the thing about dual wielding is that we need to fully upgrade another one of these. And I didn't pick up any of the bell bearings for the smithing stones, and I'd have to go through and get them all again, basically. So I don't think we will, but it's a cool idea. I think most of what I like about this is the Ash of War and the jumping R2, and I guess the charged R2 as well. We could become the best Beyblade ever, yeah. I think the main thing is there's going to be so many other playthroughs where we dual wield, especially with curved swords, so I don't think I want to have this follow the same formula as those, you know? Like, we already did it with the Bandit's curved sword before. So I don't want to have that be the only way that we ever play through with curved swords. Especially when this thing is clearly cleaning up on its own, right? And this is on New Game Plus, too. I like the moveset two-handing it. Yeah, I think it's a decent moveset. For once, I am the Beastman Cirque du Soleil. Alright. We did our dance. Playtime's over. That's what I get for not jumping to that platform like I normally do. Oop. Just about made it. Been so long since you watched Pixar's low-key a vibe, though. Welcome in. Yeah, we're just going to be chilling our way through the last little section of Elden Ring here. And we'll see what we've got time for, but we are not too far from completing the game, so maybe we'll start Black Bow today. Depends how easily the next couple of fights go. Depends whether that guy just straight up kills me when he's on the brink of death. Should continue your Rando run. Rando is fun. I had a great time with it with Axe of Godfrey. Me and Ollie are going to do Rando at some point, but we're also going to play Night Rain together, so we'll see what he has the time and energy for. Oh wait, hang on. Wrong way. Although I guess I could just go to the Godskin Duo fight this way now. Main thing is I have to avoid tangling with that guy. And I don't get to immediately be right next to them when they spawn in, but outside of that, I guess it's not a bad idea to skip our usual run around if we're not summoning Banal specifically for that fight. Okay, so now I'm in a pickle. Yeah, just getting thrown around by this guy now, huh? Yeah, thought so. I think something about entering via that side door just gives me an opportunity to plan my moves better. After discovering all kinds of weapons, I fully understand the A to Z challenge. Tempted to do it myself, not that I have the time for it. Yeah, that's the problem with this stuff, is that it does all take a lot of time. Ow! Stop that. Can I not go through there? That's annoying. Banished knights are garbage. Oh, is there even a way out of here? Oh, that's annoying. Just get me back to the Grace, dude. Yeah, the other thing about the Dragon Temple altar, or like side room or whatever it is that it just has a more convenient way to restart the fight instead of having to deal with these bozos. Alright, so I'm already like 7 flasks deep already. Let's see how this goes. Oh sure, I'll take a crit. Oh wait, no, I'm dead. Find this guy's flesh apron uncomfortable to look at? Yeah. So, from here, we'll just die, and then we'll do that again, but actually look at where I'm going this time. At this stage, the runes are really immaterial, so that's fine. Oh, this guy has glowing eyes. So that means he gives us 30,000 runes. And that's not really going to matter much, but I'll get to the Grace easier this way. Look where you're going in Farum Azula, I know. Surely the most safe place to just walk around blindfolded. How's the grind? It's going well. Tyrant, it's going very well. We are... How long have we played on this one so far? Yeah, we're like an hour and a half into this run, and already at Godskin because we're on New Game Plus, so it's pretty easy so far. We could summon Banal here, but again, it's about whether a distraction is helpful versus them having a lot more health, so... I say we both have spinning slashes, it turns out. Yeah, that's a little inconvenient, I'd say. Most of the time, one of them will hang back and just sling fireballs, but Noble just takes the occasional jab while I'm in the middle of something, and it's sort of rough, actually. Ultimately, just have to be a bit more patient. Yep. Lack of stagger is taking its toll. I mean, this Ash of War plus a couple of heavies does a pretty decent amount of poise damage for this effectively being a more agile and less poise breaky kind of weapon. Then again, I do also have the mixed physic tier that gets you a better chance to stance break, so... I'm dead here. They'll just keep slinging fireballs at me. There's a guy there with Armor of Solitude, it looked like. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think if we can just get it down to one of them, then it's okay, but if both of them can attack me at once like this, it's just unavoidable. Of course, sleep pots are always an option, but I don't remember where you get the cookbook for those. I don't have the recipe already. I have very few recipes, it turns out. Oh, you've got somebody doing the martial arts with the jar head. We love that. Okay, let's see if summoning Banal helps. Just to, like, reduce the aggro slightly here. Considering they fireball me as soon as I walk in the room, it's a little unfair. Get in here, Banal. Okay, Banal is distracting Noble pretty well. There we go. Okay, he's gone second phase, but his second phase is way easier to deal with than Noble's is, so take a few more easy hits. Get him, Banal. Banal has the reach. Yeah, that's all we needed this time around, was somebody to draw aggro a little better than I can. Avoid two people at once. Cookbook's near some Water Village coffins. Okay, fair. Maybe I'll work that into future runs just so I can have a better chance of using it for this fight, because this fight really does get rough without them sometimes, if you're doing it solo. Yes, Banal. Golden Bow immediately crushes them. Alright. Yeah, that one we just needed to take the heat off us slightly, and that was pretty solid. I think if we'd had 60 Vigor going in, we might have had a slightly better chance, but not much better. And I've completely deprioritized getting any, like, physical defense talismans or anything. Gonna run from the next guy. Maliketh should be pretty easy. Especially since we're wearing his armor. Hey, what's up, Dan? Welcome in. Welcome to the tail end of this Elden Ring run, actually. Yeah, we're not doing too badly. I think Gideon's potentially going to go down like a sack of rocks if we get a couple of these spinning slashes off on him. Speedrunning? Kind of speedrunning. Considering that this is a New Game Plus run. We've been here for like an hour and 45, basically, and it's very easy to just get to the objectives. I think I'm going to try this section without fighting the birds, which might be a bad idea. But normally if I'm going through here, I'm trying to get the smithing stones from the dragon, whereas in this... Excuse me, in this case, I don't really care. I wonder if I can get up here and it does the flamethrower move, if it will just set fire to all the birds. Wishful thinking. Real question is, how much of this can I avoid without just getting thrown off of this piece of masonry? Actually, I'll take it. Maybe we'll do that in future. How many bosses are left? Yeah, 4 if you count some of these bosses as 1, because there's like a second phase that's technically a separate boss or something. But it's Maliketh, Gideon, Godfrey / Hoarah Loux, Radagon / Elden Beast. We do have to fight the Sentinel up here. I mean, we don't have to. Actually, yeah, let's try just running past him this time. Which is what a lot of people ended up doing, because I think this guy used to respawn and no longer does. So Maliketh is going to attack pretty heavily, considering that he normally does a buttload of damage. I can only imagine how bad he's going to be in New Game Plus. Yep, that's pretty bad. We're in real glass cannon hours now. Nice. Clean. Phase 2. We got a stagger. Right off the bat, we got a stagger. Very nice. Bring it in. Dang it. Okay. We got pretty good there, but I think I ended up using Spinning Slash a couple of times when I had no FP left for it, because my mana bar is not very full, so. Not a bad attempt, though. We're not even in battle yet. There we go. Until my stamina bar starts to run down. Doesn't even technically count. See you in a minute. Just gonna go and get my runes. Oh, right, yeah. Some attacks I do have to pay attention to, actually. Again, the runes aren't super important when I don't have, like, 100,000 or so of them, but... Oh, and after the first phase went so well for us. Okay, that works. Better. Good. Reacted to that one well, I think. That one not so much. Yep. Problem is I run out of stamina while I'm in the middle of that spinning slash attack, and that's when he gets me. Yeah, I've never used the Blasphemous Claw. The whole parrying the yellow attacks thing. Like I don't know the timing of it. I think on my first playthrough when I actually bothered getting the Blasphemous Claw, I just had no idea what parrying felt like. Just wasn't ready for it. So what I'm getting is that every so often I'm running down my stamina a little bit too low. There we go. All right. Yeah, no, I I absolutely goofed that. Yeah. I think the jump attack is probably the best way to get in, like, past his defenses. It's really funny you seeing the flames every time I go past there. It's because the horse shoots a fireball at me as I'm walking through the door. There we go, yeah. Pretty good that time. Okay, nice. Yeah, okay, just the jumping R2 seems to be enough to get a reasonable amount of hurt on him quite quickly. Nice. That's good. Didn't get a stagger that time. Totally fine. Hate it when that one hits me. And that's like a true combo. Like, I can never roll out of it after that. Still, we're only 2 hours in. We've got plenty of time to beat him. I think considering we're doing stagger damage to Maliketh, who has pretty decent poise, I think we'll be okay versus the final boss rush. There it goes again, trying to fireball me. Okay, that one I was robbed. I'm pretty sure I was robbed. Like the way he throws rocks at rocks there. Okay, we're all jumping, we're all dodging and leaping. Nice. Okay, this time I'll go around for the riposte and not get it because I was in the wrong side. Take a heal. He tries the same move twice, I guess. Okay, missed that one. Nice. Get a quick heal in here. Run around behind him for this one. Nice. Okay, good. Clean. Excellent. Okay, we got caught by the edge of that, but that's fine. Better. Much better. Ow. Got to make sure we heal after that. And after that. Oh, dude, no. Don't get messy with the lock-on now. Okay, easy. Thank you. We don't have a gold pickled foot, and I guess I probably still have the gold scarab talisman. I've been forgetting about that the whole time. Yeah. Not too bad in the end. I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. BRB.
rune of death is unbound. And the lands between are shrouded by death's dark fate. But the flames will also burn the impenetrable thorns. Farewell it is then. You'll be Elden Lord yet.
So I left my controller on the desk when I ran to the bathroom, and I guess that scene triggers the vibration in the controller, and it was just like against the desktop, and freaked my partner out a little bit. Noticed the boss counter didn't last. Am I killing them too fast to keep track? That was just for the all bosses playthrough. We've returned to the capital of Ash. It's time to lay waste to Gideon specifically. But yeah, the boss counter makes less sense when I'm not like on a quest to beat all the bosses in the game. Yeah, Dex isn't doing anything for us, of course, because we switched it to heavy scaling. Been thinking about that the entire time, and then didn't actually matter in the end. Right, let's pop remembrances. Can probably get rid of all of these. And that'll get us at least one more level. So we'll put that into endurance, because it's nice to have. And with 80k left, let's go fight Gideon. I never equipped the Great Rune. I was like, we'll do that right before Fire Giant, and then we just went and did Fire Giant. And now we're doing it before Gideon, who is probably going to, as per the curse of the Rune Arc, take me out first try and make his fight harder. It would be really funny if throughout all of the additional scaling of New Game Plus, Gideon Ofnir did not scale. I would find that really funny. Thought it was all bosses total. It'd be a fun stat to track. Oh, it would. It would. I guess you could count that sort of manually, but it'd be kind of a pain now, considering we're... How many runs? Like 27? Gideon just gets one extra flask per new game? Gosh, that'd be actually kind of annoying.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us, but we continue to struggle unto eternity.
Okay, now if we can get him cornered again, I think we'll be okay, but... He's such a pain when he gets a lock with Comet. He only ever does like 5 of them at the most, though, so... Dang it, yeah, I thought so.
Well,
Curse of the Runark. Yeah, I had no time to heal during that last salvo, especially with how much damage the retaliation takes off me. Is there anything else that I can pull here? No, not really. Okay. Unless he's affected by dragon wound grease. Imagine. Enjoy shooting that pillar, idiot. Can't even get past the roots in this room, man. What a spell. No, no, no spell casting for you. You have cast your last spell, sir. This man with his infinite FP. There we go.
In my bones.
More like Gideon? Yes. Absolutely that.
Not even you. A man cannot kill a god.
Man, you say? Well, I am a beast. And I'll have my turtle talisman back. Now I have... Ooh. Get a little bit of an extra boost at the end there. We'll put one more into endurance. I have a plan. And that is to briefly head back to Warmaster's shack. Tarnished cannot become a lord. This is New Game Plus. We're already a lord? Kind of, yeah. This is something I've been talking about trying for a little while now. Because we're not at Elden Beast yet, but we're coming up to it after Godfrey and Hoarah Loux. I want to try getting the Lance Talisman from over here. And then we'll just have an extra 15% damage that we can do on Elden Beast while we're riding the horse, which will be a substantial portion of the time. And just like... we got pretty decent, like, DPS R1s, you know? Okay, I guess we gotta fight the golem. Or run away from it, but the fight should be pretty easy, so... Cool. Back to Erdtree Sanctuary. Yeah, the Lance Talisman is going to be a fun addition to throw in with the Elden Beast fight if we feel like we can. Some rather conspicuous crouching. I mean, it's Gideon. We throw the disrespect at Gideon. Tempting right now to go and drop all of the points we put into dexterity into faith instead, and just see if we could max out our DPS by getting a couple of incantations. But I think at this stage we'll be fine. Godfrey! Okay, quick heal there. Doesn't have a whole lot of range on the R1s, this one, but the double hit jumping R2 is pretty choice. Yes, was hoping for a stagger at some stage. This might get us to second phase. I mean, almost does. Nice. Good. Okay, we'll take this, because even in New Game Plus, I don't think it's going to kill us outright, especially with this much vigor. Nice. Oh, that felt a little rough, but one jumping heavy. I need to heal up here. I also would love to get some blue back if I possibly can. And we didn't need it in the end. Was waiting for a spinning slash opportunity, but pretty good. Much better than Godskin Duo went, let's put it that way. I'm fine when there's just one enemy. Let's get to 30 endurance, maybe put a couple more into mind so we have a bit more spinning slash opportunity. As far as like extra runes we can get, we can't really go much further than this. And we never unlocked Mogwin Palace, so we don't have many easy prospects for leveling up. Sub 230? Possibly. We'll see. We're not going to put the Lance Talisman on until we're mostly done with Radagon. So we'll see how Radagon goes. Don't mind me, I'm just having a stretch. Not in quite the way Marika is, though. Yep, that's definitely a bit of a side stitch. Interesting how similar the coloration is for this and the Frenzied Flame Madness stuff, right? Two sides of the same coin, maybe. Marika is what it feels like leaving work at 5 PM on a Friday. Too real. Alright, let's Radagon. Nice. Nice easy riposte. Wait for him to get up before we start the spinning slash. I need to get better at jumping that one instead of just letting it land. I've yet to find a weapon that has a decent response to the teleporting shenanigans. Heal. Oh, getting hit by that is not ideal, really, is it? Yeah. Well, first time we died to Radagon for a while. Then again, we have a bow run coming up next, so we'll have to figure out something for Radagon. They're different fingers of the same hand? Yeah, there's... definitely the theory that they are somehow part of the same entity, or were at one point. Really just pushing for a stagger there. I got kind of greedy with it. He really does hit harder in New Game Plus, then. I mean, obviously everyone does, but... It's what I was talking about earlier with the scaling at the beginning of the game feeling very different to the scaling at the end, because I haven't been able to level my weapon substantially between Godrick and Radagon. Three fingers are better because they can middle finger. This is probably true, yeah. Didn't get the riposte that time, so the riposte at the wrong angle. Nice of him to let me just poise through all of that. Yeah, I was trying to heal, but should have dodged. What's the next weapon? Black Bow is next, followed by Black Knife. And then the Black Steel, Great Hammer, and Twin Blade from the DLC. So it's been a while since our last bow. I think the last bow was Ansbach's bow. We might end up picking a summon for it just because it's easier for some of these fights, especially like Radagon. I think the thing with the black bow is that you can't change the Ash of War on it either. Like, I'm pretty sure it always has to have barrage on there, but it behaves like a light bow in terms of the moveset you can have with it, so it's pretty good. It's definitely the bow that I've seen most people use when they do their bow only runs. Okay, this one should go okay then. There we go. That's more. That's what I wanted. Come on, dude. Got no health left. At least have the decency to die. Okay, Lance Talisman on. Get quick heals in. Okay, Elden Beast. This one will be quite important not to get hit, because I imagine it does a fair bit more damage. Bonely run, yeah. I really like this weapon, though. I think it's had a really fun moveset. Again, really excited that Spinning Slash is something you can just buy from Banal. We'll have to try that another time. I'm all about Wild Strikes most of the time, but I think this one has done really well for stance breaking and stuff. We'll see if we get a stagger on Elden Beast. That'd be fun. Doing enough jumping attacks and everything first. But Lance Talisman will give us plus 15 while we're riding Torrent, and we'll stay on Torrent for a fair bit of this. So we can try and hot swap maybe if we want to just do charged heavies at any point. But the Ash of War isn't charged, I don't think so. Look at me standing there just waiting for something to happen. Let's go! Elden Beast! Oh yeah, this will be fine. It's a decent chunk off of it right away. Ready for one ring. There you are. Torrent's Revenge. Spinning Slash. There it is. Elden Riposte. Heck yeah, dude. Let's get a few more hits in on Torrent. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah. This weapon absolutely rips. And Lance Talisman is really good against Elden Beast. So we're definitely going to go back for that on, I think, a few upcoming runs. But there we go, folks. Beastman's Curved Sword done in just over 2.5 hours. From the looks of things, yeah, 7:28. We for a million runes. We ended the last run at like 5:05 on the timer, so that is actually just under 2.5 hours. Right? What do we want to put this into? Whatever. FP. Honestly, spinning strike, spinning slash for the win. So, yeah. That's another one in the books. We'll get a different screenshot because the one on the throne is going to be exactly the same as the last one because we ended with this armor set. The second Age of Fracture ending that this character has gotten. Although, I don't know what you mean. It's a different character. That lustrous hair. For both of us, actually. Yeah, actually hilarious that the Beast Repellent Torch was an easier Radagon fight than this one was, although this one is New Game Plus, so we're going to keep that part in mind. The hair barely fits into the frame. Heck yeah, dude. Radagon is super weak to fire, yes, correct. And probably fairly resistant to the slashing damage that I was doing, but
Tell a story
that fire build was super optimized too, with the torch.
of how a tarnished
Fire Shroud in Cracked Tear, we had Fire Scorpion Charm.
in our home, across the fog,
Torch Diff, yeah.
the lands between.
Built different, dude.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
The only slight difference this time around is having a slightly different, like, facial hair profile. That's basically it. And with that, my friends, begin Journey 3? No. No, thank you. Lower, yes, this is the end of this run. That is the Beastman's Curved Swords. Honestly, a pretty solid weapon. Really like the build we had. Lance Talisman MVP towards the end there. And, yeah, all in all, level 154, so we only went up, what, like 30 or so levels? And all of that was basically from major boss fights. We did no leveling whatsoever. Outside of that, the last of the Beastie Boys goes down a champion. With 7 hours and 31 for 2 playthroughs. So, you know, on average, that's like 3 hours 45. Pretty good, I think. Pretty good. Okay, let's start a new playthrough. We're going to get the Black Bow playthrough kicked off now. We're going to start Samurai. I'm going to call this one Black Betty. As far as keepsakes go, Golden Seed is pretty standard. We don't have any... Let's choose a base template here. We'll go with Loner. We'll change some of the stuff about the hair and eyes and stuff, though. Kind of like the idea of having, like, hair like this. Yeah, that works. We'll have raven black hair. Lustrous raven black hair. Let me hide the camera so you can see a little bit more of what we're doing here. Eyes. I think maybe something in the browner range. With less of the clouding. There we go. Just make that clear. Okay, that works. Cosmetics, not worried. Tattoo or mark of some kind. A little bit battle scarred, I think, this one. Face templates. I think we'll stick with that one. Sure, why not? Okay. Yeah, we have a samurai ready. Looks a little bit frightened underneath that helmet. Let's go. And for the first time, we're going to be skipping the bouncy ball because we've already heard it once this stream. So, instead, we're going to get right into it. Beginning with skipping Grafted Scion, even though I would love to stick around and fight, because with the Samurai is probably the one I'm the most confident in actually fighting Grafted Scion. Is probably the one we'll do if we ever get around to Ornamental Straight Sword, because Mighty Shot is a very, very helpful skill. I'll bring the camera back as well. There we go. I nudged the mouse there and everything went whoa for a second. But we just got to run out past this rock. Take a dive. And this is the beginning. Fortune is on our side. And really we'll just get the setup done here. We'll take out Greyoll for the second time this stream. And we won't be able to get this weapon until we're in Lanedell, so unfortunately we're not going to be acquiring it super quickly, but we should at least be able to get hold of it on the next stream if I've done a little bit of the early leveling and stuff. I like this as a look for a character. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hello, Vare. Don't know why I bothered to talk to you last time, considering we just steamrolled the game. Give or take a little bit of trouble on Grafted Scion. Well, not Grafted Scion, what we're talking about. Godskin Duo. The other one that begins with G.
Are you familiar? You may all that. It will lead.
Do we think at some point there's going to be a single stream run that isn't a New Game Plus? Probably not, just because of the amount of leveling you've got to do to get to decent damage. Like, there really aren't many weapons that don't require you to level up some. Like, I can see how that works in Dark Souls, where as long as you know some of the boss strats, there are weapons that start with really high base damage and don't gain a great deal from upgrading or scaling. But that's not really the case in Elden Ring in my experience. And even in Dark Souls, you probably have to like level the weapon up, just not level the character as much. But there isn't much in terms of like the Black Knight Halberd kind of tier of weapon, where regardless of what you do with your character, it's going to be OP. Oh yeah, we'll sell this. We'll buy our crafting kits.
Goodbye.
Bye, Carly. Yeah, the only time I can see there being a single stream run that isn't New Game Plus is if the stream is like 5 hours. Which I don't plan on doing anytime soon, but maybe if we do like a streamathon kind of situation at some stage. If I'm streaming for more than a few hours on Elden Ring. Am I interested in Night Rain? Yes. I don't have any way of really getting the network test, because obviously it's over now, I think, but I don't play on console, I play on PC, so unless they put out a network test on PC, I am unlikely to play it before release, but when it does come out, I am definitely going to try and play it with a few people. Like, I know Ollie and Fwip are both Elden Ring players, and they were both kind of interested. I know, obviously, Grady and his community, Flint and Cons and them might be interested. Didn't specify the length? Yeah, we're not going to get a sub 3 hour run from New Game, I don't think.
They serve but you. I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it summoned me. I bequeath.
I think that would probably require me to learn the speed run with Bloodhound's Fang. And, yeah, I don't really feel like doing that. Considering the Bloodhound's Fang run is coming up probably in, like, 7 or 8 weapons time, it's really not that far off on the list. Let's go and grab the Limgrave map. Or one of them, at least. Limgrave West. Chat, tonight I am making the good thick chili. And I'm very excited about that. It definitely feels like chilly weather. I think I need to go and get some ingredients for it. I need some more onions. But I do make a decent chili, so I'm excited for it. I'll go and get some onions. I think we need some cumin as well. We need like some spices and perhaps some red wine. Just made bolognese while watching streams today. Nice. I like a bolognese as well. But we've had pasta the last few nights, so we're having chili and white rice.
You know, it's quite a... You're heading to entice. Well, that, but I don't have. It's scared. I want on nothing. Oh, can you take the band? It'll be glad.
Okay, so now we have at least one summon, which is good because we will probably be spirit tuning this run. I don't know if it's going to be a mimic tier situation or if we're going to pick another Ash of War. Preferably an archer, but we've used Redmane Knight Ogre and Latenna a couple of times. Or at least once each on stream, so I don't know for certain which Ash of War we're going with. If anyone has any suggestions for something that'd be good support for an archer build, then I would happily hear those suggestions. Chili with beans? Yes. Kidney beans. And yeah, I've done the dark chocolate edition before, and yeah, I approve. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of brown sugar in there if it needs a little bit of sweetness, a bit more of that kind of barbecue style flavor to it, along with like a good smoky paprika and things. We'll go out here, we'll get these smithing stones while we're right by Bernal's shack. Oh, $1. Dog balsamic works great? Yeah. Is he still having trouble finding me? What the heck, dude? Okay, here we go. It's really great people putting signs there to be like, hey, have something break into this. Like, try giant, then breaking or whatever, but like makes it really difficult to pick up the items quickly when I'm running away. Back to Rani for Spirit Calling Bell.
This way, tarnished. May I have
Hi, boss.
I'd heard tend upon look at talk, thou art but call for. I wasn't tried torrents. Tis of summon them, the spirit now it is that.
Wonder if we'll just stick with wolves the entire time. Probably not. Right, back here for the Foulfoot. We always have chili with cinnamon rolls. Highly recommend that. Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Don't know if there'll be any still available at the shop this time of night, but we'll see. Second time seeing this today. Wolves are great. Whoop. Let's grab those. Don't think we'll need them because this is not like a drop weapon, but maybe we'll want to get something else. Trying to figure out what we should get as a melee support weapon for this as well. I don't know yet. I don't want to just get one of the black knives or something, because then that would be stealing from the next run we're going to do. Best support for an archer I can think of would be a frontline or a melee to take the heat off. Yeah, the problem is a lot of the melee summons, there's a couple of tankier ones, but against like Radagon, if they get too aggressive, they just tend to get overwhelmed kind of quickly. But we'll see. We'll see what we can manage. Shut up. It's fun knocking that guy on the head as we travel past here. Is it this way you can go to get the Spirit Spring over? I swear there's a way to avoid like taking this bridge entirely that I end up never bothering with. Popped out for 10 minutes and boop, suddenly new weapon. Yep. I would change the stream title, but we're only going to be here for a short while longer, so we're going to be on the black bow for the next few streams, I imagine, because bows are not going to be a quick playthrough. We will also want to go to the DLC to get the Arrow's Soaring Sting Talisman, which means we need to fight Mohg at some stage. And am I looking forward to that? Absolutely not. Sorry, that one's Mighty Shot, so I was like, we should probably get that in case we need to tinker with this bow and then not tinker with this bow again. Grab Kristoff for a spirit, use a Great Shield and Spear. Yeah, maybe. Can't remember where you get him. Is that the Crucible Knight or Dovis fight? Or is that one of the ulcerated tree spirits? I know if it's one of the Catacombs ones, because all of the elite soldier summons are. Go-to summon for challenge runs is Great Shield Skeletons. Yeah, there's a lot of tank potential there as well, I suppose. Sainted Hero's Grave, right, makes sense. Sainted Hero's Grave is the one with the Black Knife Assassin out the front of it, right? Oh, get past the tree, you fool. It's the one on Altus, the one near the Landsacks fight. Because, well, we headed that way for the next run. Not sure I want to tangle with them this time around. We'll see. I'll take a look through the summons and see who seems good, but we'll also just try and do it, as much of it without summons as possible. It's only really Radagon that I'm worried about. Just because he parries all the projectiles and I have no patience. Then again, this will be the fastest bow we'll have used, so we'll see. You can, like, roll and shoot with this one and jump shot and then shoot again, and there's a short bow moveset to it, which is pretty good. I also think the black bow levels with somber smithing stones. So I think that's going to be something we'll deal with later. I don't know how it is in terms of damage, but I think overall pretty versatile, and we can level the longbow and not have to worry about having to farm up another set of smithing stones for the black bow. If it's somber, we can get it leveled up really fast. Like, once we're in Lanedale, we have access to every smithing stone. So then we can level between streams, maybe go and fight Morgott right after that. We got some options, you know? Means we will have to do Euro's quest line for the crystal tier, though, because there's no way I'm fighting Morgott, tanking through his phase 2 transition, or, like, one-cycling him. Like, absolutely not. So, back here, go to Fort Height. We'll go up here and get the smithing stone and the gold pickled foulfoot quickly first. Swish, swish. Slash, slash. The katana has such a satisfying sound to it. We'll cross the road way ahead of the parade. Man, I would love for the rune boost to continue for a little bit longer, but I don't think it will somehow. Especially since we have to get teleported. There's our spirit spring. To the fort. Where is the fort? It's so dark right now. Okay, there it is. So on the subject of archers, they just revealed the 5th class for Night Rain, where the 4 that you could play in the network test were Wilder, Duchess, Recluse, and Champion, I think is the bird one. Or Guardian. It's one of those. They now have an archer class, and bows apparently work a little bit differently than they do in Elden Ring itself, so I'm actually kind of curious to see how powerful the archer is as a class, because I want to pick something and get very good at it, and obviously, like, play a variety of the classes, just to see what we can get good at, but I like the idea of becoming, like, an archery main, or something like that. It's like a ranger-style class. Ouch, dude. Alright. I'll keep going then, shall I? Ah, we're transfused with the ghost of our ancestors, who's climbing slightly slower than us. That was my stand. That was like my JoJo stand. Do they work better? Apparently they do, yeah. For one thing, infinite arrows, I'm pretty sure, because you don't really have a chance to do a lot of crafting in Night Rain. It's all, like, very fast-paced and stuff. It's kind of like a Battle Royale-style format, but you're not playing against other players. You're playing against the clock and enemies that are just out there in the environment. Infinity Bow. Culture. Yeah, exactly. All this mending bow nonsense. One thing I'm really happy that they've scrapped from Dark Souls when it comes to playing this game is weapon durability, which was never a problem for me inherently in the Dark Souls games I've played so far. Especially since in Dark Souls 2, your weapon automatically gets repaired whenever you sit at a bonfire. But it just seems like one of those other things that is there to make sure that you don't progress too fast, or like you don't kind of like spend too much time just kind of running around in circles farming or whatever. Like I don't quite... Suppose a good Night Rain. Are we shortening to Elden Ring Night Rain or just Night Rain? I think just Night Rain. It feels like a different enough game to me. Like, obviously it's got the bones of Elden Ring in there, the assets and everything, but it does feel significantly different to have its own... enough to have its own identity. It's a weapon in Dark Souls 2 that changes when you break it and becomes much stronger. Really interesting. I had no idea. Never heard of that one. But then, yeah, the like the crystal weapons in Dark Souls just feel so silly, because it's like, this does a decent amount of base damage, but it breaks in like 6 hits or whatever, and you're like, why would anyone do this? NR is succinct, but ERNR would be fun to say, like Erna. Oh no! Oh no, not run! No, we won't do that. We're not going to do that. Australian, oh no, yes. Just gonna hit the scarab a few more times. Poor thing's getting tossed around a lot. Screw you, Vulgar Militia. Tried to get me at the end. Okay, time for attempt number 2 at the Flying Dragon Grail Cheese. We're going to leave a gold pickled fowl-foot on the hotbar just in case. Because, as I said, it is possible to get a lot of runes from this guy and then go and take out the Knight's Cavalry with the same gold pickled fowl-foot, theoretically. Someone who's never played Elden Ring, I have no idea what you're doing, but enjoyable to watch just how gorgeous the game looks. It's such a good game. Aesthetically, like the art direction in this game, so solid. Yep, I'm here, hello. Okay, it's going to do some sort of fiery attack. There we go. Okay, now we run. Because now we know it's going to be aggroed on us all the way back here. And then we tuck up in this little alcove bit here, I think. Even on lowest graphics settings, it's not bad at all, yeah. See you, Calamity. Have a good one. I'll be wrapping up here soon anyway, so no worries. Alright, so it's going to do a couple of fire breath attacks here. We don't need to worry about this. And then once that boss bar disappears, we know it's suspicious of us, but not actively attacking. Once the feet get into this circle over here, like about there, we want to hop out from here and mount up and be on the opposite side of the tree from it. Wait for it to do not that attack. Although that seems to have worked. So it's going to fall from here. We need to run away down the bridge, basically. It's going to fall from here, get stuck in between the tree and this part, and it's going to T-pose for a little bit, or it's going to despawn. It basically gets stuck in like a falling animation at some stage, but I think it's not done it for some reason. Yeah, weird. I don't know why it did it that way this time. So it's probably going to despawn from there and go again. Oh, no, it's doing it. It's doing it. Okay, this is the point where it dies. Wait for it. Wait for it. Nice. And with that, we get more runes that we get for killing Grail. We get 104,000 and 1 Dragon Heart. Nice. Okay, well, that's the first one done. And then we have to come down here and cheese the Knight's Cavalry as well. If we don't do this within the Gold Pickle Foulfoot, then that's fine, because we're still going to come away from all of this with about 250,000 runes, which is pretty incredible. This is the Elden Ring equivalent of killing the Ender Dragon with beds. Yes, it very much is. Well, I think it's daytime now, so we won't get the Knight's Cavalry here. We'll have to wait until... We'll have to pass the time until night. Oh, wait, no, there is a cavalry here. So hopefully he stays there until I've managed to lure him off the branch. I think they act kind of weird if it stays until daytime. I know there is a cheese you can do with kukris. Oh no, he's on the bridge. Yikes. Okay, well we've got like 3 minutes in which to do this. And this already feels kind of scuffed, but we'll keep trying. If we get killed by him, then that's fine. Like I said, if we don't manage to get the bonus runes from this guy, it's the least of our problems. It's really not an issue. Oh, dang it, he's going down the wrong side of the bridge now. Oh wait, no, now he's there. Can we encourage him to go off the bridge from there? If I run down here... Okay, he's already kind of off to one side. Okay, now he should be falling off. Or maybe he's not. There we go, he fell. So now we should get 55. Yeah. And now we go kill Grail. And I'm gonna wait to level up purely because I want to see the total you get from all of these. Because frankly, the first handful of runes is going to be huge, and then obviously because you get diminishing returns, like the further up you go, the more runes you need. It's actually going to be not that spectacular of an increase, because we'll get to the point where 100,000 runes is only going to get us like 7 or 8 levels maybe, but either way, it's a pretty fun and not too difficult setup to add to our start of these runs. Is killing these 3 bosses the new starting route? I think it might be. I think it might be. Now, of course, we could just use the katana to kill Grail because it does have bleed. But I personally find the Wild Strikes method a little better. Oh, and it's our first time seeing Melon as well. At least outside of Limgrave.
It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
So we're going to Ash of War, Morningstar, Wild Strikes. Just go standard affinity for now. We'll craft this. We'll put that on the pouch. Equip the Morningstar and 2 hands. Right. So, Blood Grease first. Wild Strikes. But yeah, I think killing Flying Dragon Grail and then killing Old Dragon Grail is probably going to factor into most of these from now on. There's our next bleeds. Welcome back, Ulterific. Welcome to your favourite portion of the run, cheesing dragons. What weapon are we on? Black bow, but we're just doing the setup for it. We're just getting hold of some early runes and stuff, and then we're going to end the stream there. Because we won't get this weapon until Lane Delve, so we're going to be pretty deep into the game by the time we actually get to see it. We'll reapply the grease. I think 1 full stamina bar of Wild Strikes is basically enough to do a full bleed this time. You always seem to join in a bad time of Dragon Massacre. That's because we have to do them basically every run. Almost there. This should be it. There it is. Nice. Okay, and from taking out those 3, our total comes to 255,000. Pretty good. So as far as this bow goes, I'm actually not certain what we need in terms of abilities. I'm pretty sure all bows are going to scale with dex. Let me quickly check. Hang on. I'm sure I took notes on this somewhere. Black bow, start samurai, quality build. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Longbow until Lanedell. How's the longbow even scale? I think it's strength and dex, right? One sec. Let's actually look this up on the weapon comparison table. I think bows are going to scale with more dex than strength, but I don't think it's by much. Yeah, black bow has a D in both once it's fully upgraded, so that's, yeah. Let's take down the endurance slightly, maybe put a couple more points into strength and a couple more into vigor. I think that'll do. I think that'll be okay for now. Yeah, so that's us going from level 9 to level 49. And frankly, I think we can pop another one of these to go up even higher. And this is also going to be relevant because we do need to go back to Church of LA and buy some more arrows from Kale. But we'll also need a decent budget with which to buy all of the other types of arrows. Dex main, strength after. Yeah, I think we'll probably go with Dex primarily, but we will also need strength. Just in general. But yeah, Dex and strength are leveling us up, but Dex is doing more. Let's put one more into Vigor. We'll go and do a quick purchase at Church of LA so we can get some arrows. And then we'll do Fort Faroth, and that's where we'll wrap up.
Wait, well, you're...
Because, of course, we will need lots of arrows.
I suppose. Next time you don't fry, just have...
Okay.
Good.
I'm mostly doing Fort Faroth now, so I don't forget that I haven't done it until later. Bow sounds difficult for a game like this and so non-damagey. I dislike bows unless I'm with other people who are doing the fighting for me. Yeah, I tend to pick a decent melee weapon just so I don't run through ammo, because you do have to buy or craft ammunition in this game. But then after that, I'm mostly pretty comfortable using bows for primary combat, but I think we're going to need a summon at some stage for a couple of bosses. Okay, didn't get fully poisoned going up the ladder, so that's good. Okay, we have the right. This is worth getting for bonus runes also. Almost got killed by that rat. And it would have killed me. We're out of there. Godskin Duo will be really difficult, but if used right, might make Maliketh a little easier. I've beaten Godskin Duo with a crossbow before, so I think I'm probably going to be fine. For now, let's tell Melna we're off to the Round Table Hold, and we'll end it there.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you.
And before I completely forget, we haven't been to Church of the Plague to get the Sacred Tear. There's so many just like little knock-on domino effect things that we do at the start of these runs now, but I think our samurai, Black Betty, is going to head to church, or not head to church, head to Round Table Hold, and we will end the stream there. But folks, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'm going to head off and grab some more ingredients to make that good thick chili, and we're going to raid somebody else who's streaming here on Twitch. If you want to watch something a little different, my partner is in the other room streaming their usual business, finishing up the Treebeard chapter of the Two Towers, writing it all out with fountain pens and stationery and stuff like that. Cons of Sevis is still live. Cons is on like a marathon stream right now, is currently in the Elden Ring DLC, so we're going to go say hi. Yeah, they're well into the Two Towers, Robbie. It's like progressing pretty well, I think. Anyway, yeah, we're going to go raid Cons, who's fighting the worst dragon in the DLC, the one right before Bale. So go say hi to Cons for me. I will see you guys again soon. We'll be back on Thursday, probably. Until then, have a good one. Take care. Bye for now.